Hello everyone, welcome to my first YouTube video. Finally managed to film one. So you might have seen on my Instagram that I said the first video was going to be a getting to know me video. So here it is. I'm basically going to do facts about me. I have no clue how many there's going to be. You'll probably know before me because I'll probably put it on the title after filming this. But yeah, facts. So, fact number 1. I am one of 6 children. Not the most interesting, but I think it's a lot. So, I tend to tell people. I have 4 sisters and 1 brother, which I'm sure was fun for him growing up, but we liked it. Basically there's 4 of us that's a bit older, and I have 2 little sisters, which I'm sure you'll see on my Instagram plenty. Poppy is 2 and Tabitha's nearly 1. She's not even 1 yet, so she's only little. Fact number 2. I have been with my boyfriend Jack for 6.5 years. We met when I was 14 years old. No, we met when I was 13. We got together when I was 14. We met in the March at a charity event that was being held at the school. And basically, I was a bit of a mess at the event because stuff with an ex-boyfriend, crying, and he didn't even know me. And he came over and was just really lovely, made sure I was okay the entire time. It was basically a shoulder to cry on, even though he didn't know who I was. And yeah, took it from there. So that was in the March when we met, and then we started going out in the July. Yeah, 6.5 years. Long time. And I really like it. We moved in together a year ago. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. So about 2 weeks ago, it was a year since we moved in together. Obviously, I'm not living up there at the minute because I'm at uni down in York. But in my head, we're still living together. So I tell people we live together even though I live in York. It makes sense in my head. But yeah. Fact 3. Before I moved in with Jack, I lived with my grandparents since I was about 10. I think it was 10. It was when we went into year 5. So whatever age you are when you go into year 5. And then when I was about 14, I think it was 14, whenever Abby went into middle school, my little sister came to live with me as well, and then my brother, and then my other sister. And it was basically just for school. My grandparents lived a lot closer to school than what my parents did, so it was just easier for us and allowed us to not have travel be a big issue and stay at the school that we wanted to stay at. Fact 4. I live in, well, when I was living with my grandparents, I lived in a little village next to Morpeth, which is in Northumberland, which I'm going to explain where it is because I didn't realise this, but some people don't know where Northumberland is. When I came to uni, I say that I'm from Northumberland and everyone's like, where? So it's basically the county that's in between Newcastle and Scotland. So it's the northest county you can get, apart from Cumbria on the other side. But so many people don't know where it's from. They're just like, well, Newcastle's in like near Scotland anyway, so how is there a county? And then I've got to explain it. So basically, I'm from that county if you don't know where it is. Fact 5. I left school when I was halfway through year 13 at 6th form. I left because I was basically getting bullied by a teacher. It was a known thing. He did it a lot with other students as well, so it wasn't just me. But I got sick of nothing being done about it. There was multiple times where other teachers saw me crying. I went to do an apprenticeship at a law firm in Newcastle to do digital marketing, which was excellent. I loved it. I loved the company. It was an amazing company. I've met some brilliant people, and I learned some lessons that I'll have for life, and it really helped. The job wasn't for me, but I learned a lot of it. I mean, marketing's pretty much applicable to any job you do, especially personal training. So I'm really grateful for that experience that I got. So I was there for a year, so I finished my apprenticeship, and then I did my PT qualification, which is essentially just a 6-week course. You can do 6-month courses as well, but I did a 6-week course because I wanted to get started straight away. That through Premier Training. I loved it as well. I'd recommend the company if anybody's looking at becoming a personal trainer. They do the 6-month and the 6-week course. So yeah, look them up if you're looking for it. And I finished that in the March, I think. Basically, I finished it on a Saturday, and then I started my job at Pure Gym on the Monday. So I had one day in between, which was fun. But I was happy because I was wanting to just get straight in the job anyway. And then I was there for a year and a half, which flew by. It was crazy. And I really miss working there. I loved the job there, the job side of it. I miss my clients. I miss working with them. I miss teaching my classes, especially spin. And yeah, I liked it. And I wouldn't have left if I didn't know that I wanted to go on further into my education and my job. So whilst I was at Pure Gym, I was also a lot of the time doing an Access to AG course, which is basically a year course for people to get into uni if they don't have the qualifications, because obviously I left sixth form early, so I didn't have any A levels to get into uni. So I think I'd been doing personal training about 6 months when I decided to go back to college, because I got into personal training originally because I wanted to help people use fitness to improve their mental health, or that was the main part of it anyway. And when I got into the job, I realised how much I loved that side of it. And in personal training, obviously you only have a certain scope of practice, so you can't officially like help someone with their mental health, and I wanted to be able to do that officially. So I knew I wanted to go do psychology, so I went and did my Access to AG, but I did it in sports studies. And I did that because I knew that would help me at that current time, because I knew it would help me with my personal training, and I didn't need to do a psychology access to get in to do psychology. So I did what was best for me at the time, and I'm glad of it because it really helped my personal training. And yeah, basically I didn't think I was going to come to York when I was applying for it. I was doing my UCAS and I thought, in my head I was like, well, I'm going to go to Northumbria because sports and it's close and it means I can still do my job. But when I was filling it in, I wanted to put I think it's 5 options you're allowed to put. I wanted to put my 5 options, and I basically, at a fair, I picked up a Uni of York prospectus and I thought I looked pretty, and I knew it was a Russell Group uni, and I just thought, you know what, I'll just put it on the UCAS form just to see, you know, if anything happens, because I thought I was going to get rejected by them because they're Russell Group and I don't have A levels, and I didn't think Russell Group would want that. But then they sent me an offer, which was unexpected, and then they asked me to come to an applicant day. So me and Jack went, you know, we just thought it would be a day out. We'd never been to York before, and so we just came, and I fell in love with the uni, which messed up plans a bit, but I loved it. I loved how the psychology was in one building. I loved the campus. Yeah, I decided to come here because I didn't want to pass up an opportunity to be able to come to a uni that I didn't think I was going to get into anyway, and I knew it would give me a really good foundation for going on to the things that I wanted to do, because obviously I knew I was going to have to do a master's to do sports. So I'm here now. I love it. I'm nearly through my 2nd semester now, which is scary as hell. I can't believe how quick it's gone. Nearly at the next set of exams, but I love it. I'm really cringy and I really love learning, so this is just perfect for me. And I'm still doing online coaching on the side, which I love because it means I can still do the job that I really love to do. So yeah, there's my little story of how I got to where I am. Back to 6. I think we're on to number 6 now. This one's a bit more personal to me. When I was 15, I got diagnosed with clinical depression. And I'm sure a lot of you who are watching this probably know that already, because I'm pretty sure I've talked about it on my Instagram in the past. And I don't know really what to say about it. It was an awful, awful time, and I wouldn't wish it upon absolutely anyone. But in a way, I'm grateful for going through it, because it made me grow as a person, and it taught me a lot in terms of how to deal with things, and it actually introduced me in a way to fitness, and obviously that's what I work in now, so I am really grateful to it, because when I was going through it, I needed an outlet, and anybody who suffered with it will know that the only thing you want to do is not be in the life you're in, because it sucks how you're feeling. So going to the gym was my outlet, and it just spiraled from there. But yeah, it wasn't fun. I went through therapy for I think it was a year, or possibly a year and a half, and I also was on antidepressants, and they really, really helped, and I couldn't have done it without both of them. So I think if there's anything out of this one fact about me that I'd want someone to take from it, is if you are suffering from depression, or just if you're just feeling not like yourself or anything like that, just go get help. Don't just sit and do nothing about it, because it's the cringiest thing, but life really can get better. But for it to get better, you need to start that journey to getting better. So go get help. If it's nothing has to come of it, but if it is something, then it started you on your way to feeling normal again. So yeah, go get help if you need it. Fact number 7, going on a lighter note now. I have 3 tattoos. If you want to see them, go down my Instagram, because they're in awkward places, so I'm not going to show you now. I have one on my ribs, one on my thigh, and one on my ankle. One on my thigh is the biggest one. It's a watercolour tree. I got that because I love watercolour, I love art. Before I was thinking about leaving school, I was going to do graphic design. I love art, and I'm passionate about the environment as well, so that's what that one's for. The one on my ribs is geometric with a lotus in it. It's not, I don't have a real big reason for it. I just like geometric tattoos, so I went and got one. Again, if you want to see it, go down my Instagram. And the third one, which was my first ever one, I got it on my 18th birthday, is a little Harry Potter tattoo. And people always judge me when I say I've got a Harry Potter tattoo. And it kind of hurts my feelings, because if I've got a tattoo of something, it means that it means a lot to me. So why would you judge someone on that when you obviously know that that's a meaningful thing for them? But basically, I have Harry Potter tattoo because it was one of the other things that helped me through my depression. It gave me like another world to step into when I was reading it, when I was watching it, when I was reading up on it. It allowed me to go into another life, so that's what that one's for. Fact number, what number are we on? Fact number 8. My body rejects piercings. So if I had my way, I'd probably have loads of tattoos, loads of piercings, but my body rejects them. What have I had? I've had my nose done, my septum done. I had my first, seconds, cartilage and root, which is basically like that bit of your ear. I think that's it. But my body's rejected all of them. They've all got infected, and yeah, sucks. The only ones that have stayed are my first, because I expanded them so they can't close up even if they wanted to. Fact 9, I don't drink, purely because I don't like the way it makes me feel. That feeling that you get in your head where you start feeling a bit tipsy, I hate it. I just really don't like it. And another thing, I don't really like the health kind of side of it. I don't really like the things that I know it does to your body. And I don't like the idea of drinking calories either. I don't really drink anything apart from water, apart from the occasional lemonade, and protein shakes. But I don't really like the idea of drinking my calories because I consume a lot of them by eating anyway. So yeah, but the main reason is I just don't like the feeling it does to my head. And then once I realised that, I stopped drinking for ages and I had a drink, and now I don't like the taste either. So I don't drink, which is fun when you're a student, but never mind, I've dealt with it. Fact 10, this actually relates to the last one. I have IBS, and drink actually flares up my IBS as well. Nothing particular really triggers it apart from if I eat loads of dairy, but it has to be quite a bit of it now. It used to be a lot worse, but nothing really triggers it. It tends to be random. And if you're sitting there thinking, oh, she's got IBS, that just means she gets a bit windy, load of crap. IBS is bloody awful. It's literally crippling. I remember when I first started having symptoms, I was at Muckle, and I remember I was having to go to the toilet like every half an hour, and then I'd be in the toilet for half an hour because I had these insane, for me, they're more cramps, but I couldn't move. Like, I literally wanted to lie on the floor in a ball. I didn't feel like I could move without wanting to vomit. And that's just me. Like, so many people have it differently. So when someone tells you they've got IBS and you think, oh, that's nothing. I know someone who's got Crohn's, or it's not as bad as Crohn's. It's not, but it is really bad. So don't just roll your eyes at them, because I've had that done to me a lot of the time, where like, oh, you get a bit of a bad tummy, do you? It's like, no, you don't understand, I can't move. So yeah, don't judge people with IBS. Fact 11, I think this is going to be the last one. It's going to be ending up on something really trivial, but my favourite food, I think, I can't pick one. I think my favourite food's got to be, there's got to be three. It's either salmon, which is kind of healthy, so it's good, or chocolate or pizza. I can't help it. I really like chocolate, I really like pizza. At the time of filming this, actually, I have given up chocolate for a week and a half, and today's going to be the first day I've had chocolate in a week and a half, and then after today I think I'm going to give up until Lent. For people who know me, you'll know how hard that is for me, so I'm really proud of myself actually, but it's my favourite food. But yeah, I think that's it. So 11 facts we ended on. I'm probably going to watch this back and it's going to be more than 11, and a little life story in the middle. But yeah, 11. Thank you for watching, everyone who's made it to the end. If you have any requests for any other videos, if you want me to talk about anything a bit more about what I've talked about, whether that be PT or depression or anything, I will literally talk about it. That could be another fact actually. Fact number 12, I'm a very open person. If anyone's watching this from a school, you'll remember I am a very open person, so I'll literally talk about anything that you want me to, within reason. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about some stuff. I will talk about anything. So just let me know, either in the comments or give me a message. I'm really grateful for any messages I get, so please, if you're on the fence about messaging me, please just do it, because it makes me feel good. And I love just talking to people, I really do. So yeah, any requests, let me know, and if not, I'll see you next time. Bye.